Hello, we are Team Mexico. This is Adriana Elizondo, Greg Borgart, and Eduardo Garcia, and we'd like to present our proposal, Fish and Eat. The Sea of Cortez is a world-class sport fishing zone, and anglers come from all over the world to enjoy the experience. After the fish have been caught, the fishermen fillet and freeze the catch in freezer paper or Ziploc bags. This presents several potential problems, such as bones that are usually left in the fillets. The fillets are difficult to pack for the trip home. Once the fillets get home, there's a risk of freezer burn, and there's a portioning problem. The smokehouse is a small business in the town of Los Barriles, and there the fishermen can have their fish processed and packed in commercial grade vacuum bags. This business is limited to Los Barriles and Los Cabos. And the problem here is that there's little opportunity for the fishermen to enjoy a fresh fish dinner. Our proposal is to develop a full-service restaurant and bar to pack the fish and to prepare some of the catch for dinner. Our proposal is to build on the smokehouse idea. We will offer fish processing and packaging services, and will also offer the fishermen the opportunity to set aside part of their catch to be prepared for dinner. The customers will select from a menu of prepared methods based on local cuisine, and there will be a full-service bar where fishing videos and team sports will be shown on monitors throughout the bar. Computer monitors will also be available for the anglers to upload photos and write stories about their experiences for the weekly fishing report. The restaurant industry in Mexico accounts for 1.2% of the gross national domestic product, which equates to approximately $18 billion per year. Full-service restaurants account for approximately 1/3 of that market. The trends in the industry are to focus on healthy menu choices, which includes fresh fish, and to promote traditional Mexican cuisine. Our concept targets visitors from the United States and Canada by providing a healthy and fresh meal prepared based on traditional cuisine choices. According to a report prepared by the Billfish Foundation, in 2008 there were 354,013 anglers in the Los Cabos region of Baja California, which includes the East Cape region, San Jose del Cabo, and Cabo San Lucas. Of these visitors, the average spending was $1,785. Tourists to the area originate mostly from the United States, which makes up 55% of the total, and Canada, which makes up 13.6% of the total. Top destinations in Mexico include Cozumel, Ensenada, and the Mahahual region, which includes Cancun and the Yucatan area. Mexican airports receiving the most visitors are Cancun, Mexico City, Los Cabos, Puerto Vallarta, and Guadalajara.
In order to further analyze this opportunity exploration, we included a pestle analysis. About the political factor, prior to 2000, the Mexican government was ruled primarily by a single party, the Partido Revolucionario Institucional. However, through the efforts of President Salinas and Cedillo, the establishment of a clean election system has allowed the participation of two other major political parties, which are Partido Acción Nacional and Partido Revolucionario Democrático. President Calderón was the prior president for Mexico, and today President Enrique Peña Nieto has taken over the lead again with the standard of Partido Revolucionario Institucional. Since primary market of the restaurant is sport fishing tourism, one significant issue that should be addressed is the violence related to the drug cartels. Recent stories in the United States Media have focused heavily on the killings in Mexico related to the war on drugs. However, in a report released by the Mexican Ministry of Tourism indicated that the visitors arriving by air to Mexico during the period of January to August 2012 increased by 6.1% over the same period in 2011. Also, according by an article by DW, 24.2 million people, mostly American, vacationed in Mexico in 2013. Focusing on the economic analysis, one of President Peña's reforms mentioned the way Mexican banking system worked. They are lending now more credits to new businesses and formalizing the existing ones. The actual inflation rate for Mexico is 4.17%, and it has been increasing in the last few months. Although tourism in Mexico is strong and government plans indicate it will be continued to grow, there is a concern regarding this increase in inflation. In Mexico, the economic has begun to improve the lifestyles of many citizens and give them more access to goods and services. Also, the rise of the middle class has produced a shift in food consumption towards the convenience of food and home delivery meals. It is also mentioned that Mexico is an aspirational culture for which this project would most likely work. Focusing on the technological factors, Telmex is the biggest internet provider in Mexico. It has over 4,500 Wi-Fi spots, and it has been turning over to fiber optics technology. Talking about the environmental factors, while the fishing industry has been criticized for overfishing the Sea of Cortez, the majority of the blame rests with commercial fishing. Although this has been restricted, our project is to be in line with all the environmental laws, and it will be working along with the tourism offices in Baja. It is also very important to take into consideration all the legal factors that are involved in this opportunity exploration. Mexican labor laws require the employer to provide certain benefits and working conditions to all employees. That includes profit sharings, Christmas bonuses, training, and contributions to the Federal Workers Housing Fund, along with other factors. The team concludes that an expert could be hired in order for us not to have any legal issues concerning this project.
We decided to include a globe analysis to determine whether cultural differences between the United States and Mexico will affect the development and implementation of our proposed idea. Globe's main implication states that leadership effectiveness is contextual, meaning that it is embedded in the societal and organizational norms, values, and beliefs of the people being led. If this is true, then one must pay careful attention in the way business is conducted in other countries so that differences in beliefs and customs won't affect the way a person conducts his or her business abroad. Globe considers 6 dimensions to analyze cultural differences. These are charismatic style, team-oriented style, self-protective style, participative style, human-oriented style, and autonomous style. The table presented demonstrates that both Mexico and the United States obtain a high score on the charismatic dimension, meaning that both of these countries take importance on adding value to their businesses. The team-oriented dimension also demonstrates a high score for both countries, although it is a little lower in Mexico since people in this country work in a more independent way. The self-protective dimension is important to consider, though, because the scores are quite different. A self-protective leadership takes into consideration uncertainty and conflict avoidance. Mexico tends to encourage a self-protecting behavior when conducting business. People in this country do not like taking risks. Our team should be aware of this difference to try to avoid posing risks and uncertainty when developing the proposed idea in this country. The participative dimension is also important to consider. Mexico is very paternalistic and autocratic in nature, where key decisions are only made by top leaders. Participation from lower rank members is not considered. The team should take note of this in order to establish a respectful and well-defined work environment in this country. The human-oriented dimension is higher for the US than Mexico, but overall, both of these countries receive a high score in this dimension. Lastly, the autonomous style is somewhat higher in Mexico than in the US, since Mexico tends to be more individualistic. Tasks are usually performed independently. Because the scores in this dimension are not far apart, however, the team will not have a problem coping with it. Overall, we can conclude that according to Globe, Mexico and the United States generally share the same score range in most of these dimensions, which means that the development of the proposed idea in Mexico will be easy from a cultural perspective. For the opportunity exploration, we chose the ROC analysis to determine whether our idea has any potential to become a business opportunity. We used 5 different conditions to explore this idea. The first condition is there a customer? We think that anglers would be the main customers for a restaurant where they can enjoy a freshly prepared meal from their own catch. The central pain point discovered was that anglers do not get to enjoy a fresh meal, since most of their catch has to be taken back home for it to be cooked at a later time. Our restaurant would give customers the opportunity to eat and relax after a long day of fishing. The fact that anglers get to enjoy their own catches in a variety of ways makes it more likely that these customers will return and benefit from the services that the restaurant has to offer. The second condition is there a market? We established that there is a market for this idea. The markets that the restaurant seeks to go after are middle-class international visitors, mainly from the United States, that constantly travel to Mexico during the weekends, and middle to upper class domestic anglers who are able to travel for a weekend of fishing and relaxation. What makes this market attractive for new firms is that it has been little explored by previous businesses. Little has been done by local businesses to meet current demand. Social media platforms, an online site, and word-of-mouth tools will be used as marketing strategies to reach out to our potential customers. The third condition has to do with making money. Our idea is to acquire an already established business in Baja California, Mexico. The prices for this restaurant will be premium. As for startup costs, this will depend on the technological infrastructure, cultural, and economic resources available in the country. Costs associated with this include direct labor, packing materials, rent, and utilities. The fourth condition is the know-how. Personal experiences have allowed for the creation of this restaurant idea. Some of the team members have previously traveled to Baja California for fishing purposes. These trips have given our team some experience and expertise to know how to start developing this particular project. Some of our team members personally know existing businesses as well as potential customers. The last condition is timing. Research demonstrates that fishing practices are growing, along with healthier eating practices where people take special attention in the freshness of their food. They worry about where their food is coming from. Our restaurant gives customers confidence because they know exactly where the food came from. Currently, competition is minimal, so the team feels that this is the right time to enter Mexico with this restaurant idea. Overall, based on the ROC analysis, this restaurant does have the potential to become a business opportunity.
Our business model is a fish processing and packing facility, along with a full-service restaurant and bar, all under the same roof. We will focus on customers from the United States and Canada, as well as provide catering service for special occasions, golf courses, and local companies. Our marketing will be done by promoting our services to local hotels and fishing fleets and advertising in foreign and specialized magazines. There will also be promotional merchandise on sale, such as collectible beer glasses, tequila shot glasses, shirts, jackets, pins, and golf balls sold at the bar. There will also be a website for customers to learn about the establishment and upload photos and stories for the weekly fishing reports. Main entrees will be provided by the patrons. Other menu items will be locally sourced. All preparation will be done to the customer's taste based on a menu of local cuisine selections. The bar will be a full-service bar with a variety of cocktails and selections of proprietary drinks. Beer produced locally from breweries and wine produced from local vineyards will be featured. The restaurant will utilize an advanced point-of-sale system to allow management to compile statistical information on operations. This is key because it will give insight on how each location will be able to tailor its offerings based on location, season, and clientele.
It is the mission of the company to provide to its consumers the best dining experience in recreational fishing. The objective is to provide best quality products and services with international standards. It is also the vision of the company to have numerous franchises covering all of Mexico recreational fishing sports, being recognized also by providing excellent service and quality products to the consumers. Our values are based on trust, honesty, and respect. It is our conclusion as a team that, based on what we learned, the business idea has potential to become a great demand looking for the businesses that not only pack but process fish catch and turning into an experience for anglers. Our team is composed by Adriana Elizalde, the head chef, Greg Bogart, the general manager, and Eduardo Garcia, the restaurant manager. It has been proven with all this analysis that this idea has all the potential to have success in Mexico. Thank you for your attention.